to you wherever you're watching around the world. If you're watching us live, hello and welcome, and be sure to say hello in the comments and ask any questions that you like as we go through. If you're watching the recording, which I know a lot of people do, you can easily get in touch by just sending us an email, info@ukcpd.co.uk. I think we've got that on one of the banners here. Yeah, I think we do. No, we don't. I'll add it in a second. I've got all of the other banners from the previous show. Never mind. Okay, so what am I going to be talking about tonight? We're going to be talking about developing a success mindset, but doing that by using professional NLP and coaching qualifications. There's kind of a route to developing your skill set, gaining qualifications, and at the same time developing what we call this notional idea of a success mindset. So what do we mean by success mindset? Well, let's dive into the content and find out. So let me just load up my slides here. There we go, slides up. So that's what we're going to be talking about this evening. And again, if you are watching live and I can't tell, because we're going out on lots of different platforms, we're going out on YouTube, we're going out on Facebook, LinkedIn, and I think another one as well. So sometimes it's a bit difficult for some of the comments to come through straight away. But if you can, send in a question and I'll keep the little box here open so I can keep an eye if any questions come in, and I'll answer as we go along. Okay, so here we go. Developing a success mindset with professional NLP and coaching qualifications. So those people who say they've got it, or you can kind of have this notion of what that might be like perhaps. But if you've got a success mindset, you understand that you can achieve your professional goals with persistence, adaptability, and a strong willingness to evolve or to grow and to be more tomorrow than you are today. A success mindset involves all these traits, including the right attitude, and that's very, very important. We'll talk more about that going along. The right temperament, and this kind of realistic thinking about the situation and where you are in life and sort of the context that you might find yourself thinking about a better tomorrow. And this is the important part, the ability to change and improve. So the success mindset involves all of those things I've already said, plus what we're seeing in this slide. You know, the right attitude, the right temperament, this realistic thinking, and the ability to change and improve. Okay, so why is it important to have or even to develop this success mindset? Well, let's just explore these reasons. So first off, it increases your self-esteem and your confidence. So not only will a success mindset set you up for a long and prosperous career and happy life, but it will also has many other benefits. Having the right mindset will improve your self-esteem, which we've kind of already mentioned, making you more feel confident in your decisions and how you sort of act generally in life. And this effectively enhances your performance and your overall achievements in life generally. The second thing is that it enhances your drive and your motivation. Finding the right motivation to accomplish even the smallest tasks could be difficult, unless you've got the right attitude, the right success mindset. It's how you approach particular tasks. So the right mindset will push you to overcome all obstacles that hinder or block you away from achieving your professional or indeed personal outcomes and dreams. The next thing is that it makes your goals more achievable. Reaching your goals requires more than just desires. You'll need a reasonable level of self-awareness and self-esteem, some drive, motivation, and the ability to overcome challenging difficulties. A success mindset gives you all of the necessary attributes to achieve your objectives. Okay, so that are the reasons why we might want to think about doing it. How do we go about developing this success mindset? I'm going to give you a couple of clues as we go along. The first one is to learn and develop the skills for success, or what I often call the skills necessary for the modern world, to be successful in the modern world. And they tend to fall into these so-called soft skills and abilities that enable us to get on in life. Now, people say about soft skills, the thing is about, yeah, they're soft skills, but they really do deliver hard and measurable results. Now, these are kind of a list of the things I'm talking about. You know, great communication skills, state management, the ability to set and achieve goals, team leading skills, coaching skills, problem solving skills, strategy development skills, influencing skills, being a confident speaker, conflict resolution, having that professional and positive outlook on the future, the ability to create real lasting and deep rapport within teams and individuals, being solution focused, enhanced use of language, developing the entrepreneurial mindset, and then finally developing this personal philosophy for success. Now, and I'm not going to be even shy about this. It is very, very important. If you want to develop these particular skills that I've mentioned and more, and I'm going to go into some detail in this a second, I would always encourage people to think about studying NLP and coaching. The reason is it gives you a ton of tools, models, and processes, and kind of just gets you to think in a different way that you can achieve success. And I'm going to explore a couple of those things now. Now, remember, if you are watching us live, please feel free to ask a question in the comments box, and I will come back to that as we go along or even at the end. So the first one here is great communication skills. If you want to be successful in the modern world, you've got to have great communication skills. And what we mean by that is the ability to create meaningful rapport with individuals or within a team and so on. And it also means, understanding and using eye-accessing cues in a clever way that enables you to really understand and what other people are saying, and maybe to respond accordingly with the right questions and the right sentences, which leads us on to the use of predicate preference, understanding and use of predicate preference, another great thing from NLP. And then finally, the use of language, both the meta model and the Milton models, because using those really, once again, really enhances your ability to ask the right questions, to use the language of influence, and so on. So these are great tools, models, and approaches so that you can develop great communication skills. Now, the NLP model of communication, as you can see here, it looks kind of complicated, but in a way it isn't. So, we hear things, or we're in a conversation with somebody, and then we process all of that information based on our state, our physiology, our internal representation system, maybe our attitudes, our beliefs, our values. We delete, we store, generalize. All of those things are happening at the same time. And so NLP teaches us to understand, A, how that works, and B, to be able to use those processes in a way that enhances our communication skills. Now, this is kind of an overview of NLP, which I always quite like to share with students who are studying NLP, because it really does give you a sort of a view of how NLP works. So you can sort of see here internal and external thinking state, emotional state, the knowing, the doing, the thinking, the feeling, how all of these things interact. And the set of tools, models, and interventions from NLP help us enhance and improve all of these processes, and always being very, very clear about the outcome that either you or your client wants to achieve. Now, the second thing, I said I would look at a couple of things, is this notion of developing a personal philosophy of success using the presuppositions of NLP. Now, we do devote a whole sort of, I think, a morning on our practitioner program to this because it's so important. And I'm a real, passionate believer in this process, because this is the process that changed my life. This is the process that changed my life. And that enabled me to start a business, to change my life, to wanting to set up the college some 30 years ago, and to really, I suppose, create the space where I had that experience of changing and developing and helping other people to do the same. So I've just got a few of the presuppositions here. Obviously, on the course, we'll go into a lot more detail and cover all of the presuppositions. But first off, think about this. You're at that point in your life, you want to make some changes, perhaps. And so the first presupposition to really understand as a truth for yourself is this: if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always had. Now, I know that kind of sounds maybe even ironic or possibly even sarcastic, but actually it's very, very powerful, because I think it's the old Einstein thing. If you want to change something in your life, you have to have a higher level of thinking to make the difference. Behaving and thinking the same way is just going to create the same situation that you're already in. So you got to change something. So if you want something new in your life, you got to change your behavior, but also your thinking. Because in NLP, we also say thinking is a behavior. So if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always had. So you've got to make a change. So that means stepping into the future, developing new skills, changing your habits, changing your thinking. So that might require some training or some coaching or a lot of personal development or some kind of deliberate action. You're going to make a change. This leads us on to the next presupposition. There's no such thing as failure. There is only feedback. Now, I know it's a hard one to swallow in a way because you think it's screwed up, it's a failure. Yeah, but that's an emotional thing. The minute we start hearing the word failure, we start getting into an emotional state, beating ourselves up. And then the internal dialogue starts. See, I've screwed up again. I shouldn't have tried that. Fear of failure starts to creep in. And all of those things pull together to stop us moving forward. And it creates the so-called limiting beliefs. So if we accept as a truth for ourselves from here on in, every time something goes wrong or doesn't work out quite as planned, that's okay. It's not failure, it's feedback. It's kind of like that thing after action review that we do in coaching. So this is what I set out to do. This is what happened. What learning is from this situation that I can not only try again, but try differently. So the old saying used to be, if at first you don't succeed, try again. That's fine. The sort of edit that we would make to that, if at first you don't succeed, try again differently. So you've learned from that feedback and you're going to do something differently. And then it's not what happens that makes the difference. It's what you do with it, which is linked to the previous two. I want to do something different. I'm getting the feedback and I'm thinking, okay, it's kind of, is this failure or is this feedback? Is the glass half empty or is it half full? This is about our attitude. Now, I said I'd mention attitude. It's about our attitude. What's our attitude towards life? If it's doom and gloom and oh, poor me and, flagellation and all of that kind of stuff, that's not going to help. So it's not what happens, because stuff will happen. It will rain. You will stub your toe on the corner of the bed. You will spill the milk. It's what we do with that information. Do we kind of manage our state? We've mentioned managing state as one of the benefits of studying NLP. Or do we, fly off the handle and think, oh, there goes the day, I've chipped a nail. That's not going to help. This is about understanding what's important and what's not important. And then the final one, there are more presuppositions. The final one I want to share this evening with this notion of kind of beginning to develop this philosophy of success is, if you want to understand, act. The learning is in the doing. So it kind of fits with what I've already said. You've got to do something. Now, one of the other key things about, of course, developing a philosophy of success is you must have a destination. You must have a destination. What's your outcome? Where are you going? And we always encourage people to have a 6-month, a year, and kind of a 5-year outcome plan, kind of a strategy for your future. I often call it sort of, well-formed futures, well-formed goals, well-formed outcomes, well-formed futures. So you have a plan for where you want to take your life, where you want to take your business, and so on. So once again, I'm going to come back to this NLP practitioner and coach certification. So why the two things together? That's one of the questions we're often asked about. Well, it's very, very simple. Coaching is a framework. If you think about the GROW model, the other models that we explore in our program, it takes you from A to B. So goal, what do you want, and all through that process. And then NLP is the toolkit that you can use to accelerate that process of change, growth, and development. So NLP is a set of tools, models, and interventions that fit with the coaching process, the coaching framework. And that's why we put the two things together. So if you were to consider studying NLP and coaching with us, as an example, you'll get 3 internationally recognized qualifications. Obviously, you get the NLP practitioner, and that's accredited by the ANLP, the Association for NLP here in the UK. You get a certificate in business and life coaching, which is accredited by the Association for Coaching. That's the professional body here in the United Kingdom. And something we added a couple of years ago, because it was a real issue that seemed to be coming up time and time again with some clients, stress and anxiety, is the first aid in mental health for coaches and NLP practitioners. And it's a level 2 award from the FAA. So they're the 3 qualifications you get if you study the course. And of course, we send out a study pack to you once you registered, and the study pack contains your training manual, the schedule of all of the workshops, the assignment details. We send out a notebook and pens and all of those kind of things. So you're ready to go on day one. Pen, notebook, manual, the whole lot is sent out to you in the post. So you're ready to go straight away. And then somebody asked about what other benefits do we get. That was asked this morning. So I thought I'd put these last couple of slides in. 6 additional resources and benefits for studying with us. The student membership of the Association for Coaching. So you get a year's free membership of the professional body as a student whilst you're going through the course, which you can upgrade to full membership at a discounted rate once you qualify. You get full professional membership of the ANLP professional body once you qualify, and we give that as a gift to all of our graduates. Professional indemnity insurance discount codes that we give you as well. You get listed on Coach Finder, so you can start to promote your business and your practice straight away. We have an ongoing program of CPD, and of course the Be Inspired group, and everybody who qualifies get a copy of the NLP professional book. An excellent book if you're serious about setting up a practice. Okay, so at this point I would ask some questions, ask if there are any questions. And I can't see, well, I can see if there's somebody watching on StreamYard, but not on the other platform. So if somebody is watching, now will be a great time to ask a question. If you're watching on the catch-up, you know, on the videos that go out following the live broadcast, you know, info@ukcpd.co.uk, and we'll get back to you as fast as we can. Okay, so I think that brings me to the end of the broadcast. As we don't have any questions coming in, I'll wait one more minute. Let me just get rid of the slides. There we go. And if you find you enjoyed this, you might even want to consider joining the Be Inspired group. It's completely free. You'll get daily, weekly, and monthly personal and professional development content straight into your inbox. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up now. I don't got any questions coming in. Take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you on the next broadcast. Till then, keep on smiling. Bye for now.